Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick.
And I'm Ian.
Today we're talking about albums we'd love to see get reissued in 2025. There's a bunch of links down below. You got links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music playlist that I put together every week, and the Patreon page. So make sure you check all that out. Like always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So every year, there's always a bunch of great anniversary reissues that come out. And I think 2025 is a great opportunity for some albums that haven't been pressed in a very long time to get reissues. The big one, one of the first ones that come to my mind is the Alice in Chains self-titled album. It's going to have its 30th anniversary next year. It's a great time. Alice in Chains has been slowly reissuing their stuff over the last couple of years, so it's one I'm hoping to see come out next year.
So for me, Jethro Tull has been pretty good about reissuing their anniversary editions, with Steve Wilson doing the remixing and all that stuff, and putting together really nice packages. But they stopped at Broadsword and the Beast, and there's really no likelihood of them continuing on in order from there, which would be Under Wraps.
Yeah.
However, 2025 is the 30th anniversary of Roots to Branches, and Bruce Sword of The Pineapple Thief has been working with Ian Anderson a lot on other remasters. I'm really hoping that maybe he'll take the reins on some of these later releases, these later titles. And Roots to Branches, like I said, being a 30th anniversary would make the most sense.
I know it's an album you've been wanting to get on vinyl for a long time.
Because to get an original pressing, it's, last I checked, it was still in the $400 range. I won't spend...
I paid a lot less than that for mine.
This year, I wouldn't spend $50 on a record, much less, $400 on a single record. And they did just press for the first time Ian Anderson's solo albums, all of his solo albums. And I never thought that would come.
Yeah.
So it just seems like this is the year that we might
finally
get Roots to Branches at least. Yeah. So we'll see.
I got a whole list of stuff that I'd love to get reissued. Adios Amigos by Ramones, also celebrating its 30th anniversary next year. It's the band's last album. It has been reissued since. It's been a long time. I want to say it's like 2013. So it was the last time that the album's been reissued. If you want a copy of it, sells for like well over $300. Michael Jackson, History, Past, Present, and Future, also has a 30th anniversary next year. It was only pressed. They did like a box set of it in 1995. If you want a copy of that, it'll cost you several $100s to get that. It has been reissued multiple times since 95, but if you don't know the album, the first half of the album is a greatest hits compilation. The second half is all new material. So whenever they reissue that album, it's always been reissued on picture disc, which I'm not a fan of at all. And they only reissue the second half of it. So I'd love to see that one. I think they could do a
complete package.
Yeah, they could do a reissue of that original box set. I think they could do some really cool stuff with that one. Warrant, Ultraphobic, also celebrating a 30th anniversary next year. It's never been available on vinyl.
Was that the last album with Janie Lane?
I think there was a couple more after that one. But like the later Warrant stuff, if you haven't listened to it, it's actually it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. As they went through the 90s, they started incorporating some like grungier kind of elements to the music, and actually worked pretty well.
Some of those hair bands that did that tended to produce some pretty good stuff. Yeah. So even Motley Crue, some of they didn't really release a lot in the 90s, but some of that harder edge stuff was better than...
Well, yeah, with John Cr&uuml. That's the album that they pretend doesn't really exist.
Right, which is not a bad album.
It's not a bad album. I think it's
just
pretty
not
good.
Really a Motley Crue album. For me, I've got Alice Cooper's done some really nice deluxe sets, starting with School's Out, $1 Billion Babies, and they just recently released the Muscle of Love set,
which I got on order. I forgot it came out. So
yeah, I already have a newer pressing of that. I don't know if I'm going to get the set because it's not as nice as the School's Out and $1 Billion Baby set.
And he also released Killer also.
Oh, and Killer,
I've got the Killer set also. The only ones he hasn't released of like the classic albums from the 70s is Love It to Death.
Right. I'm assuming with the 50th anniversary of Welcome to My Nightmare, we'll probably get a deluxe set of that. And I'm hoping that might be an
encouragement to
encouragement to do Welcome to My Nightmare 2.
Yes.
As repressing of that, even if it's just a secondary repressing. I would love to, because I don't have that. I missed the ball on that one.
Yeah.
When it was out, I could have gotten it for like $35, and now it's like $200.
Yeah.
So
as far as like Alice Cooper solo albums go, Welcome to My Nightmare is my favorite of his solo albums, and I'd love to have a box set, because typically what they do is they've got the album in the box set, and then they typically have some demos kind of stuff in there, and then live material. I'd love to have some live material from that tour.
And there is a lot of live material, because he released a concert video that year, as well as a TV special, which would be nice to see on like a remastering of that.
Yeah.
Vincent Price is in it, and I would love to see that.
I'm assuming we'll see some kind of reissue next
I'm
year.
hoping it's being the anniversary, and like I said, if it with the extra benefit of maybe getting a new pressing of Welcome to My Nightmare 2, I'm on board for that.
Yeah. Another one celebrating the 25th anniversary is There Anybody Out There, which is the Wall live from 1980-1981, released in 2000 only on CD. It's never been available on vinyl. It's been bootlegged a bunch over the last few years. There'll be and with the Pink Floyd, they just sold their catalog, so maybe there's a little more interest in reissuing some of those Roger Waters albums, other than the Dark Side of the Moon. That's like the only thing that Pink Floyd pays attention to.
Really? I feel like that they only had like a couple releases.
Yeah. But that'd be cool to see. Cardiology by Good Charlotte was released in 2010, so it's a 15-year anniversary. Great album. It's the only album of theirs that's not available on vinyl, so
it's ripe for being reissued for sure. Yeah. For me, I know Green Day has been on this kick of doing big deluxe sets of their anniversary sets. Insomniac's next on the list.
Yeah.
I imagine they're probably going to do something special for that, which would be cool.
My only question is, I know that there's always been a lot of extra material for Dookie, for American Idiot. I don't know how much extra material there is.
I think a lot of it ended up on Shenanigans, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Shenanigans was a compilation of unreleased material, and good. I mean, a lot of that stuff, it was kind of shocking why it wasn't on their albums, but a lot of that stuff just ended up on that. Although, who knows? They could put together something with demos, and I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of material.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And there might be songs that we've never heard before. To me, that's always a selling point, when there's new songs that you've never heard before. Even I'm not even a big fan of the demos, but unless they bring something new to the song, but it's the unreleased stuff that really sells it for me.
Yeah.
So if they have unreleased songs, that'd be fantastic to throw on those sets.
Along that same lines is Bullet in a Bible.
Yeah.
It really should have been included in the American Idiot box set. That's celebrating its 25th anniversary next year, or 20th anniversary, right?
That came out the year after
2005.
2005.
So 20th anniversary next year.
It makes sense that they would probably do that one separate, because it was a CD and a DVD release. So you had a full live concert as well.
If you're going to charge $200 for about $200 plus for a box set, you could have included that in there.
I mean, there's a concert.
There is a concert. It's live at it's a show from New York.
Okay.
Irving Plaza is the show.
Yeah, I don't know where Bullet in the Bible was filmed, or recorded. I had it, and I watched the DVD more than I listened to the CD, because when it comes to live stuff, I'm more likely to want to watch the show, watch the concert show rather than just listen to it live, because there's more to it then. So I remember having that and watching it quite a few times.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Obviously, it would need a vinyl release, but do, like you said, a set where it maybe had all of that, and probably do a Blu-ray version of the concert.
Of the show.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Another big Pink Floyd album that's celebrating the anniversary next year is Wish You Were Here. It's going to be the 50th anniversary. I'm assuming they're going to do something for it. They tend to do big anniversary releases. They did, obviously, Dark Side of the Moon. They did, they were going to do Animals, but David Gilmour and Roger Waters couldn't get their shit together for a couple of years.
Yeah, but if they sold the rights to the music, then it's no longer up to them.
That's what I'm saying. Now that somebody else has the rights, hopefully we'll see an anniversary edition, because they released the Immersion box set, I guess, quite a few years ago now. So there's definitely extra material that's available that they could pull out and make a vinyl version for that. One that's kind of flown under the radar, this was released back in 2005, so 20th anniversary, is Jagged Little Pill Acoustic, which, of course, is that's the Jagged Little Pill is Alanis Morissette's big album, but She did release an acoustic version of it. It's actually pretty good. So that's another one that has.
I've never listened to it. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, it's available on streaming. It's definitely one that is worth checking out. The Blood Flowers by The Cure, celebrating the anniversary next year. It's other than the 2000 release, it's only available on picture disc. So it's another one that they just did an RSD release of it a couple years ago on picture disc.
Maybe I did know about it. I just forgot about it.
No, I'm talking about Blood Flowers.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I know Robert Smith likes collecting picture discs. At least that's the story I've been told. So that's why they release a lot of their stuff on picture disc. So hopefully we'll get a standard release of that. And then another one I'm surprised you didn't mention is Minstrel in the Gallery by Jethro Tull. I'd love to see, they've been doing, because they did release the Steve Wilson mix of it on vinyl.
Which is the 40th anniversary edition.
Yes, but there is extra material that came in the book version of it. So there's extra material they could include and do a vinyl version of that.
Yeah, that said, out of all the sets, it was nice to get Steve Wilson's mix of the album. I wouldn't say it's better than the original, but it's there are parts that are definitely improved in terms of the separation of the instruments and stuff like that, which he's really good at. The overall box set was kind of disappointing. There's a live concert from '75, but
there's not a lot of extra material in there.
The recording of the concert wasn't great. I mean, it was just a what do they call it? Where it's plugged into the mixing table.
Yeah, okay. So soundboard recording.
Soundboard recording, thank you. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest compared to some of the other live shows that we've gotten in these sets.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of unreleased material available that hasn't already been released. But that being said, they've re-released the 40th anniversary set of like Stand Up was re-released for its 50th anniversary and stuff like that.
So hopefully we'll see something.
Yeah, I mean it was just a redo of what was originally done, but who knows? There's always the possibility of new stuff being found, and who knows?
Anything else to add?
Yeah, well, I've got Out Come the Wolves is celebrating its 30th anniversary by Rancid.
Yeah, okay,
that would be an interesting set. They've reissued it.
So Rancid with Let the Dominoes Fall, they released a box set with the album, which has there's like B-sides in there. There's actually an acoustic version of the album in there. I would love to see them do something like that with Out Come the Wolves.
Yeah, and I can't see why they wouldn't. Now if you're gonna do it now.
So the version that's above me, this one right here, that's the 20th because next year will be the 30th, right? Yeah. So that's the 25th anniversary pressing up there. And they put it on this silver vinyl, and it does not sound good. The sound quality is kind of poor on there. That's why I got it in a frame up there, because I'll never listen to it again. So I'd love to see an improved version of the album come out.
A remaster or whatever.
Just don't press it on that crappy
vinyl.
Silver vinyl.
Yeah. So yeah, that to me that would be nice to see. I mean, there's tons, but then lastly for me it would be Numbers by Cat Stevens.
Yeah.
Because I would think that was his last really good album. Before he went retired or semi-retired from music. He released 2 albums after that, but
no one pays attention to them.
I mean, there's some good songs on them.
Yeah,
but
I never liked them.
I think between the 2 albums, I can maybe put together a very quick single album of the good songs.
Or an EP.
Yeah, it's going to be like closer to 40 minutes, but maybe like 10 songs. But 10 songs out of 20, I mean, it's 50% between 2 albums. It's not great. But Numbers is a good album from beginning to end. I love that album. And I think given that they've done box sets for everything, I mean, or at least reissues for everything. Yeah. Although, did they do Buddha in the Chocolate Box?
They did not.
Because, I mean, that would have been this year.
Yeah, they did not.
I know they did a repressing or a remix repressing of Foreigner, which was from 73.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just behind. So maybe we'll get Buddha in the Chocolate Box this year. Who knows? But I'd love to see an anniversary edition of Numbers. That would be great.
Well, that's all we got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop us a comment down below. I'd love to know what you guys think of this. What are some albums that you'd love to see get reissued in 2025? Let us know what you guys think. Like always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all we got. Until next time.
Talk to y'all later.
Keep on spinning. Peace.